Yo, what is up? My name's Tanner Ray, and you're watching YouTube. Sorry, that was dumb. Okay. So I have tried to make this video quite a few times now, and most of the people watching this, unless you've met me in person, you probably have no idea who the hell I am. And honestly, that is my fault. And the reason that is my fault is I have been documenting my life since I was literally 10 years old. And well, I kind of stopped believing in myself along the way and I stopped posting. I film everything. I film literally everything. It could be the most mundane shit ever. Always filming my life. But I just don't post anything. And again, that's my bad. But I'm here to change that. Hence this video of me sitting down right now talking to you. I thought to myself that, I needed all the fancy editing and fucking cool cameras and graphics, and there needed to be some amazing story to tell. And the thing is, I believe everyone has their own story to tell. And I feel like a lot of people aren't telling their own stories. And maybe it's because you feel like your story's not good enough. If that's you, what's up? Welcome to the club. I don't know. I used to bet on myself my whole life. I never had any reason to, but when I was younger, I just had all this belief that I was going to do big things and I was going to inspire people. And I think I did a little bit of that, I think. But somewhere along the way, I stopped believing in myself. And the more time that passed, the more anxious I got and the less I posted. Like, probably the scariest thing I could have done is film this video. The idea of sitting down, talking to a camera, no fancy editing, cuts, anything, and me just talking is terrifying. Like when I ran over there to my door earlier, I almost shit myself. But here we are. I'm doing it. And I don't know, this may be the first time a lot of you guys are seeing me and just who I am. And that's scary and it's very vulnerable, but I'm glad I'm doing it. Watch this video. It's like this video, I never post this shit. But yeah, there is a lot I want to say. And you know what? I'll make more of these little sit down yaps because I'm a yapper. I feel like I've had a lot to say for a long time. I thought I had to articulate all this shit in some like hour-long like biopic about my life. And then I realized that I am years behind. Like the last film I posted on my main channel, I think I was 19. I'm 21 now, bro. I am unk. And I have not released shit. But like I said, I've been filming everything. So here we are. I've been thinking a lot, like, if I never went down the path I did and I never compared myself and everything. Like if I just found out about YouTube, if it was like early 2000s, like when I was a kid and I just started a YouTube channel, what would it be? I think about that all the time. And the truth is, it would be me. It'd be my life. And there wouldn't be fancy editing. Like, yeah, I love filmmaking and shit. Like, I'll always be telling stories, but I kind of lost track of what the point of YouTube was. Like, I was treating that shit like a Netflix subscription. Like, I would show up, like, after a year of being gone, drop one film, and then dip. And I realized that, like, if I looked back at my life, if I was, say I'm 80 years old, I'm on my deathbed, and I'm going through these videos, there being one film that's overly edited about my life each year doesn't really show you the day-to-day things. Because, like, I feel like as humans, we're constantly growing and evolving, and, I missed the point. I forgot to capture that growth. Like, some of my older videos, like, they are the cringiest shit ever. Like, I cringe clicking on them all the time, but I'm so glad I didn't delete them because it just shows this growth I've had over the years. And I've been documenting that, but I haven't been releasing it, and mainly because I've been scared. If I'm being honest, I've been scared. I'll admit it. This shit is scary, and I feel like one thing about me is most of my adult life, I decided to not let fear stop me from doing the things I want to do. Like, honestly, practically my whole life. Like, when I was younger, I got into this extreme sport called G Tramp, and it was just garden trampoline. It's basically doing a bunch of flips. It's go jumping on a trampoline, having your friend double bounce you, and just holding your legs together and seeing how many times you can flip around before you land on your head. Anyways, scary as shit. But the thing I loved the most about that sport was the fact that like every to progress, there was only one way to progress, and it was just to try and to face your fear. And I kind of realized that that's the only way to progress in life in general. And I used to be really good about that. Like I used to always try to do things that scare me. And I'll be real, fucking everything scares me. Public speaking, girls, making this video. Like there's a lot of shit that scares me. I feel like I'm a very anxious person, but I feel like a few years ago, I used to not let any of that stop me. I'd do news interviews, like I'd jump in pools and tuxedos. I do a bunch of weird shit just to prove to myself that I could conquer this fear and I wouldn't let it stop me. But recently, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's on me old and jaded. Like the second I turned 21, I kind of just stopped. And I think it's because in my head, I thought I failed and I compared myself to a lot of people. And I'm not where I thought I would be at 21 years old. And what do I mean by that? I mean, I am currently at my parents' house on a farm in rural Oklahoma. And I actually moved out like last year. I lived in this house with some of my best friends, the Basement Boys. Um, hang, hang in there. The 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 Basement Boys. What are the Basement Boys? You might be wondering. Well, these guys right here. That's me, that's Aaron, and that's Cameron. And the reason we are called the Basement Boys is a few summers ago, shit, I'm getting old. All of us lived with our parents, like I am right now. But the difference was it was our last summer as being teenagers. And we all just felt like we were very stuck in life and there was just so much out there to experience and we wanted to do that. So on a Discord call late at like 3 a.m., we all decided, you know what? We're going to do something about this. We are going to change our lives for the better. So what we did is we decided to get a bunch of really shitty jobs for a few months. We booked an Airbnb in Vineyard, Utah, and all we could afford was a basement, hence the Basement Boys. And Aaron delivered flowers. Cameron was a janitor at fucking Walmart for some reason. And I was donating plasma. I was babysitting. I was doing everything I could. The whole point was we decided to do something and we did it. And we moved to this basement for like a month in Vineyard, Utah. Why Utah? It had fucking mountains and it was pretty and shit. I don't know. We'd never been there. We thought it'd be cool. So we did it. And the whole goal, there's only two goals. To experience as much as possible and connect with as many new people as possible. And we did that. We spent our last summer together. It was amazing. And we grew together and we went on this huge road trip. And the whole thing was life changing. That was when we were 19. When we were 20, we met up again and we talked about how it would be our dream to live together someday. And then at 21 years old, we all got a house. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me. I have no idea how this happened. But this company called IMI gave us a house for a year, free rent in Austin. And it was some of the best experiences of my entire life. And I feel like I really grew to the most authentic version of myself. But that being said, I did not post a single video that entire year. One of the best years, most life-changing years of my entire life. Like I grew so much. I filmed everything. It's all there. But I didn't post anything. And it was because I just never thought anything I made was good enough. I felt like everything had to be this magnum opus and better. Like everything had to be so much better than the last thing I made, and I just put all of this pressure on it. Like it was like this all or nothing thing. Like it was like I was chasing this dream my whole life, so I thought I was gonna make this one thing that would just change my entire life. And I did. I spent the entire year working on this documentary called Connecting the Dots. Shit, hold on. Okay. Yeah, Connecting the Dots. This thing right here. Spent an entire year on that shit. And it was about when I was 18, a different road trip I went on that like really shaped my life. Spent the entire year on it and ended up premiering it in Austin, which was amazing. Some of my closest friends showed up. It was great. But then, I never posted it. Like I spent months, like I already premiered it. People loved it, but I never thought it was good enough. And I sacrificed so much of my health and time with friends and just I was drinking energy drinks. I took Adderall. Like I was sacrificing everything for this in pursuit of this thing, this dream. And which was, this documentary that I thought was gonna change my life. Anyways, I finally posted. It gets to the point where everyone in my life is like, yo, this shit is killing you, dude. You need to get this out into the world. So finally, somehow, maybe I just took enough Adderall that night, but I got that shit done. I release it. It actually does okay. A few thousand people saw it. But then a few months go by, and I'm chilling. I'm at this event in Austin, and I go to my channel because someone asked about like the stuff I make, and I was going to send them this documentary, and I go to my channel and it's gone. That shit, yeah, documentary I just told you I spent an entire year on, sacrifice my health, all that shit, gone. YouTube booted that shit because I think I used a copyrighted song. But anyways, in that moment, I think that broke something in me. I think that was like what's the fucking saying? That was the straw on the camel's back, the last straw. Like that did something to me that I don't know how to explain. And following that, I fell into a very deep rut in depression, which I feel like honestly, even before that whole thing, I was slowly getting to that point. But that's just what nail on the head, that's what did it, was that one thing. And I started spiraling, and I feel like I've been in a very deep hole since then. Just something about the idea of this thing that I poured everything into could just be wiped away in a second. But then this other thing happened. Once I realized that I could put everything into something and it could just disappear like that, it made me realize that something in my life needed to change severely. And that was the fact that I was putting so much pressure on everything. And I was spending years just to say something I could have said in a video like this. So, I mean, I had to learn that shit the hard way. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a lot of regrets in my life, but that'd be a big one, is taking that super seriously. But the best way to learn things sometimes is the hard way, because I will not forget this lesson. Like, luckily, even though I feel old and jaded, I am 21, which a lot of old heads tell me that's not very old apparently. But I feel like Unc. I mean, I quite literally am an Unc. I have a niece and nephew now, so thank you. But I'm trying to be the cool uncle that like goes on crazy adventures and builds all this uncle lore and shares it in real time with my niece and nephew, instead of showing them a video that took me a year and then they see me and they're like, Uncle Tanner, like what are those bags under your eyes? Why are you shaking like that? And then I have to explain to my niece and nephew what Adderall is. Like, fuck that. I caught myself. I think I had a good time, and I think this video itself is a turning point in my journey, because me posting this means I finally took action. And when I say I filmed this video like multiple times, I mean multiple times. Somehow this video does not end up on the internet, then I should go back to Adderall. I don't know, man. All I know is it's time for things to change, and I'm ready to share my story, because all YouTube used to be for me was just a place where I could document my life, and I could look back someday and just see the crazy journey and growth I've had as a human and share the lessons I learned along the way. And I've been learning a lot. And honestly, if I was posting in Austin that whole time, it would have been some of the coolest videos you've probably ever seen. Like, I got so many stories, and I know it's not too late, and I still have the footage, but I don't want to spend my life behind a screen editing something from a year ago. So I'm starting fresh. I'm accepting where I'm at on my journey, which is right here, right now. 21 years old, living with my parents. You know, I wish I could have started this sooner, somewhere more interesting, but better late than never. That's been my motto my whole life. I actually got most likely to be late to graduation, and I think I was. So, yeah. Honestly, I don't really know what else there is to say, but I mean, I have a lot to say, but I just wanted to prove to myself that I have free will and I would actually stick to something for once. So here we are. I've filmed probably like 50 of these video diary things, and some of them are fucking awesome. And, you know, I might just post those, even the really old ones, but I'm excited that I finally am gonna get one out. Welcome to sorry. Welcome to my channel. I guess I should introduce myself. I probably should have done that shit at the beginning of this video, but for those who don't know who I am, I'm just a guy. I'm just a kid from rural Oklahoma that loves filmmaking, and it's been my dream to make movies since I was probably like 10 years old. And I've been chasing that dream since then. And I think I've experienced some cool shit along the way, but I'm here to document it in real time starting now, even though I technically already documented all of it. But like, I'm ready to start posting, is what I'm trying to say. So, to any of you watching this, whether it's no one, like just one person, whether it's just me, or there happens to be a few people, or however many people, welcome to my life journey. Get comfy, grab some popcorn, because man, life is full of ups and downs, and do I have some stories to tell? And I hope you'll learn something along the way, because I am constantly learning and growing. And I think I'm a different human every year. But yeah, shit. I'm gonna be real. I don't know how to end one of these. I guess I just end it now.